lots of silly things that can enable the unhealthiness in a relationship, but these two ones coming up are lethal. These are the patterns in relationships that women need to watch out for. Hi, I'm Rachel Wood, relationship life coach and founder of Creative Pathways Coaching. Today we're going to talk about some of the really bad habits that can destroy a relationship with time. Usually the women who do these tend to have a combination of a touch of anxiety with a need for control, which sometimes comes with anxiety, and a need to people please. So please, to the women out there, avoid this happening. You will be much happier in the end. Now, there are many different types of destructive relationships that can end up with no physical intimacy in the end, but these two I mention in this video are the most common. Number one, when a woman starts seeing a guy and begins to organize, say for example, his social life, whether it's because she wants to or because he does, it actually doesn't matter. For example, this could be washing his clothes for him, even though they don't actually live together. It's really just about managing his world, his family's connections with his family. Say he's got a business and organizing that. So this begins to look a little down the track like once she moves in, she has to organize the house, the bills, the food shopping, only because maybe he wasn't so great at organizing that before and he didn't have food in the fridge and the electricity bill didn't get paid, so sometimes he didn't have electricity, this sort of stuff. So she tends to step in because she perceives that he might just be a little bit hopeless, so she helps him. But in the end, she ends up feeling resentful, and he feels like she's nagging him, like a mum. She becomes like his mum, in his eyes to some extent. And as you can well imagine, that's when the physical intimacy goes down the drain. Number two. Now this is a bit similar to number one, but the end result is the same, but it's a little bit different. Maybe she met him when he'd just broken up with his ex and he's still hurting, so she becomes the person he offloads to. She feels valued for giving him that support. She becomes his counselor, his confidant, the person who makes it all better, even just by listening. He feels that she understands him, and so he goes to her with all his problems, work issues, everything. But do you notice that he never has the time or the inclination to listen to her problems? Maybe sometimes when he's feeling in a giving mood, but generally his problems will take first priority. It's all about him and his issues. Then again, as you can see, resentment begins to build up in you, and because the conversations are really just all about him. And then of course the physical intimacy goes down the drain. So for the women who identify with these examples, and yes, I've been a culprit in this too, the moral of this is to be aware of how much you give. We can, particularly women, although it's not always women, can give too much in a relationship, hoping for it to work, for it to be the forever one. The women who end up in either of these scenarios want love. So she will put her needs below her partner's to get the relationship that she wants. In both scenarios I just mentioned, she becomes his mother, or his caretaker, or his counselor. And in both these situations, he is still very attached to her, but it is because of this mothering role that there is less desire and less sexual interest. So, what is the moral to all of this? Stop mothering him. Stop giving him so much. Give to yourself instead, and put yourself as a priority too. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe below to see future ones. I post a new one every Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, depending on your time zone. And remember, you can book a coaching package with me or check out my other resources on my website, and subscribe to Creative Pathways Facebook and Instagram. All links are in the description below. And I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.